loves, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Joy, and guys, it is leaking and coming out that Biden, his doctors met with Parkinson's doctors this January, not just at the White House, but at his home, which shows Biden lied about a ton of things. And I can't wait to get into this with you. And if you like content like this, make sure to subscribe, leave me a like. I want you to sound off in the comments and tell me what you think. I mean, none of us are surprised. We are not surprised, but I want you to take a look. We had a ton of info, and I want to compare that with what Biden told us. This is from the New York Post, and you can see it says, President Biden's physician met with Parkinson's disease specialist while at the White House. A top Washington, D.C. neurologist has a meeting with President Biden's personal doctor at the White House earlier this year, visitor logs reviewed by the Post show. Dr. Kevin Kennard, a Parkinson's disease expert at Walter Reed Medical Center, met with Dr. Kevin O'Connor, and he is the physician for Biden, who's getting a ton of crap right now for why didn't you help him? Why have you just looked him over? But then again, we'd have to trust what Biden is saying, which is part of why I think this information is coming out, because now people have to CYA. They have to cover their butts. So it says, he met with Dr. Kevin O'Connor and two others at the White House Residence Clinic on January 17th, according to records, which emerge as questions continue to swirl about the 81-year-old president's mental health in the wake of his debate debacle last week with former President Trump. Dr. Johnny Atwood, a cardiologist at Walter Reed, was also in the 5 p.m. meeting, the White House visitors logs show. I love this. And this is Dr. Kevin Kennard. He's the Parkinson's specialist. It says, the fourth person has not been identified in the logs from that day when Biden was at the White House and hosted House and Senate leaders to press them for more Ukraine funding, according to his official schedule. Because it's all about sending our money overseas to create wars and be in wars we don't want to be in and we can't afford. Kennard is an authority on Parkinson's who has worked at Walter Reed for nearly 20 years. Since 2012, he has served as the neurology specialist supporting the White House medical unit, according to LinkedIn. His most recent paper was published in August 2023 in the journal Parkinsonism and Related Disorders and focused on the early stage of the crippling disease. How interesting. Since Biden's health is O'Connor's primary responsibility, it is highly probable the meeting was about the commander-in-chief, according to Representative Ronnie Jackson from Texas, the doctor for both presidents, Obama and Trump. It's highly likely they were talking about Biden. You think? Jackson told the Post. He should only be regularly treating the president and the first family. O'Connor has been Biden's official physician since he took office January 2021, and it's in daily contact with the president. His most important job every day is saying, "Good morning, Mr. President," just to get the commander-in-chief off on the right track, he told one trade publication in March. How interesting, guys. O'Connor gave Biden a clean bill of health at his annual physical in February. That's Dr. Kevin O'Connor right there. I will be honest, I do not trust this man. Just looking at him, I do not have a good vibe. This seems like someone who's going to take a paycheck just to say whatever he needs to, which a lot of doctors will do that. Just like a lot of doctors don't care to figure out what's wrong with you. They're there to push pharmaceuticals. That's their job. Not all of them. Some of the best people I've ever met in my life were doctors and nurses, and some of the worst were as well. And I'm somebody who is disabled, who had to figure out my health issues almost on my own from the medical system in this country. So I've dealt with them over the years. It says the physical included a neurological exam, which specifically ruled out Parkinson's disease. O'Connor said at the time, so why are we meeting with this Parkinson guy? Why are we meeting with this Kennard, if that's the case? So let's continue. On Friday, the White House said Biden had a post-debate verbal check-in with Connor. Jackson, who has never treated Biden, claimed the president's doctor, along with the first family, is trying to cover up the diminishing cognitive health of the president, who on July 4th made several odd gaffes and misstatements at holiday festivities at the White House. Interesting. I believe he and Jill Biden have led the cover-up. Kevin O'Connor is like a son to Jill Biden. She loves him. It's crazy. Kevin O'Connor was in that job on day one of the Biden administration because they knew they could trust Kevin to say and do. Told you guys, I've called this. Anything that they needed to get done and cover up whatever needed to be covered up, he is a part of the Biden family, Jackson said. Jackson has 4 years warned that Biden's mental health has been declining. After a disastrous June 27 debate, Jackson said it was evidence Biden was suffering from a cognitive disease and urged him to resign. Dr. Rob Howard, a professor of old age psychiatry at University College of London, said that President Biden displayed many symptoms indicative of Parkinson's. The president, fluctuation in attentional function, his facial appearance, and his gait were all signs that something is amiss. And we've seen it where he gets real wandering, doesn't know where he is, but his gait's weird. He has a certain way of walking and carrying himself when it happens. And it says, is amiss. And it says Howard has never examined Biden and added he was offering no formal diagnosis. I am not saying it's Parkinson's disease. I am just pointing out that there are features to him that are consistent with Parkinson's disease. Senator Roger Marshall from Kansas, who is a physician, said many in the medical community have suspected for years that the president might be suffering from Parkinson's disease. Sadly, over 500,000 Americans are afflicted by this progressive neurological condition. If the president of the United States is among them, the American people deserve to know before voting in November, he told the Post. Kennard and Atwood declined to comment. Oh, of course they did. It says, a wide variety of specialists from the Walter Reed system visit the White House complex to treat thousands of military personnel who worked on the grounds, according to White House spokesperson who refused to answer questions about O'Connor, Kennard, and Atwood at the meeting. But it gets better. Because remember, he had said he met with his doctor right after the debate. Well, I want you to take a look at this. White House now says Biden was seen by his doctor days after the debate. Remember, Trump is a liar. He said Trump lied 28 times. He said repeatedly about this. But he has lied and lied and lied, even in that interview about his health. This is fascinating. I love when hypocrisy is called out and justice is served. It says, President Joe Biden was examined by his physician in the days following last week's CNN presidential debate. The White House tells CNN, despite the White House press secretary, even she lied, having said Wednesday that the president has had no medical exams since his February physical. Explain it to me. So Biden lies and says, I met with him right after. She says not since February. What's happening? Can somebody make it make sense? Oh, they're all liars. And they're not to be trusted. And he is not fit to be in this position. Several days later, the president was seen to check in on his cold and was recovering well, White House spokesperson Andrew Bates said. On Wednesday, CNN had asked Karine Jean-Pierre in the White House press briefing whether the president had received any medical exams since his February physical, and his press secretary had responded, we were able to talk to his doctor about that, and that is a no. A White House official adds, when Biden was seen by his doctor after the debate, it was a brief check, not a physical. CNN on Wednesday did not ask Jean-Pierre whether Biden had had another physical since February, but rather any medical exam. I mean, yeah, but at this point, it doesn't matter. Like, that doesn't matter. They're lying, and it's clear that they're lying. Politico first reported that Biden told more than 20 Democratic governors in a private meeting Wednesday night that he underwent a medical checkup after last week's debate and is fine. The White House's explanation Thursday that Jean-Pierre said Biden had not had any medical exams since February because she was drawing a distinction between the president being checked out by his doctor and receiving a formal physical does not appear to explain a different exchange from the same briefing on Wednesday. Jean-Pierre was asked by a reporter to clarify whether the president had been checked out by his doctor around the debate, given that he had a cold. He was on the way to the debate. The doctor was with him. He had a cold. He's 81. Does he not get checked out by the doctor? The reporter asked, which is a fair question. He did not get checked out by the doctor. It's a cold, guys. It's a cold, she said. I know that affects everybody differently. We've all had colds, and so no, he was not checked out by a doctor, but apparently his cold, along with Trump's interrupting and screaming, which didn't really happen, but his cold is the reason his debate was just so bad. So the cold can make him so cognitively impaired, but the doctor wouldn't check that out. Interesting. In a briefing with reporters aboard Air Force One on Friday, Jean-Pierre cast Biden's check in as a conversation with his doctor, Kevin O'Connor. There's that snake again. So he did have a short verbal check-in in recent days about his cold. It wasn't a medical exam or a physical. Just want to be super, super clear about that. It was a conversation, and his doctor didn't think it was an examination, and that was necessary, Jean-Pierre said. Questions about Biden's fitness for office and ability to seek a second term have swirled since his stunning, halting debate performance last week, CNN's presidential debate. Okay, guys, so that's what we're having so far. Information is coming out, and I love this Parkinson's thing. And here's the thing, guys, I'm not trying to be mean. I don't wish ill will or ill health on him or anybody. I am disabled. I have chronic health issues that I consistently have to dedicate my life to working to so I can stay alive. I have all the compassion in the world, and with some of my chronic health issues, I have a hard time when they flare up at times with memory, and I get cognitively impaired. Can't understand what people are saying, have a hard time reading noises. I have so much compassion for what people are going through. And when this happened and I didn't know what was going on, it was terrifying. And I was like, is this what people with Alzheimer's and dementia feel like? Is this what they're going through? And it's horrible and it's scary. I don't wish this on him, but what I'm happy about is I'm happy that hypocrisy is being called out, and I'm happy that we are calling a spade and a liar, because that's what we've been seeing. This man needs medical help. I'm not here to put him down and make fun of him. He absolutely needs medical help. I'm disgusted he can't get it. But I also want to play for you guys. Remember, this is what Biden said about his health and doctors and the checkups.
16 Nobel laureates, 16 of them in economics, saying that Biden's next term would be, based on what he wants to do, enormous success. Trump's plan would cause a recession, would significantly increase inflation. I've made great progress, and that's what I plan on doing, and we can do this.
I understand that, and I'm not disputing that. What I'm asking you is about your personal situation. Do you dispute that there have been more lapses, especially in the last several months?
Can I run the 110 flat? No, but I'm still in good shape.
Are you more frail?
No.
I know you spoke.
Keep my schedule.
I know you spoke with your doctor after the debate. What did he say?
He said, he just looked at me, said, "You're exhausted." I said, "Look, I have medical doctors travel me everywhere, every president does, as you know. Medical doctors, some of the best in the world, travel me everywhere I go. I have an ongoing assessment of what I'm doing. They don't hesitate to tell me if they think there's something wrong."
I know you said you have an ongoing assessment. Have you had a full neurological and cognitive evaluation?
I get a full neurological test every day with me. And I've had a full physical. I had, I've been at Walter Reed for my physicals. Yes. The answer is
I know your doctor said he consulted with a neurologist. I guess I'm asking a slightly different question. Have you had the specific cognitive tests, and have you had a neurologist, a specialist, do an examination?
No, no one said I had to. No one said, they said I'm good.
Would you be willing to undergo an independent medical evaluation that included neurological and cognitive tests and release the results to the American people?
Look, I have a cognitive test every single day. Every day I have that test. Everything I do. Not only am I campaigning, but I'm running the world. And that's not how it sounds like hyperbole. But we are the essential nation in the world. Madeleine Albright was right. And every single day, for example, today, before I come out here, I'm on the phone with Prime Minister of, anyway, I shouldn't get into detail, but with Netanyahu. I'm on the phone with the new Prime Minister of England. I'm working on what we're doing with regard to, in Europe, with regard to expansion of NATO and whether it's going to stick. I'm taking on Putin. Every day, there's no day I go through, there are not those decisions I have to make every single day.
And you have been doing that, and the American people have been watching, yet their concerns about your age and your health are growing. So that's why I'm asking, to reassure them, would you be willing to have the independent medical evaluation?
watch me between, there's a lot of time left in this campaign. It's over 125 days.
So
I'll
the
make
answer,
a decision.
the right answer right now is no, you don't want to do that right
No,
now.
I've already done it.
So now I want to know, what do you guys think about this? Do you think that he actually secretly has been diagnosed with Parkinson's and we don't know? Why all the lies and secrecy? What is this cover up and what is going on? And we've all been calling it. We've all been calling it, and it's just nice to see some justice. And I will say this, I am so sad for Biden. He needs people to protect him and support him, as do everyone. We need an advocate when it comes to disability, when it comes to our elders, and everybody are just parading him around and using him as a puppet. This has to be on some level humiliating, but I don't think it's humiliating for him because I think he's so far gone, he doesn't have any self-awareness of what's actually happening. I just feel bad for him, and I hope somebody in his life cares about him enough to get him the help that he needs. What do you guys think about this? What do you think of my analysis? Is there something I missed? Tell me your thoughts, guys. Sound off in the comments. If you like content like this, make sure and subscribe. Click that like button. I've got more coming. And until the next video, guys, I'm giving y'all hugs, mwah, kisses, stay safe, and I'll see you soon.